Hi, I'm Fancy Face. You are watching 5 on Fridays with me, Fancy Face. I go over 5 headlines that happen throughout the week that I think you should know about. So, let's get started. At number 5, Juneteenth will be celebrated in the U.S., commemorating the emancipation of enslaved African Americans. Juneteenth marks the anniversary of the announcement of General Order No. 3 by Union Army General Gordon Granger on June 19, 1865, proclaiming freedom for enslaved people in Texas. Just last year, President Joe Biden signed the Juneteenth National Independence Day Act into law, turning it into a federal holiday. At number 4, Thailand became the first Asian country to legalize growing and consumption of cannabis in food and drink on June 9th. However, this week, according to Reuters, their plan to decriminalize raised alarm at the potential for unchecked use of the substance anywhere and by anyone, including children. According to Deputy Permanent Secretary Wantani Wantana, at least one person had died and several were hospitalized this week after consuming or smoking marijuana. This has prompted critics to say that the government rushed to remove criminal penalties on marijuana before passing a law to ensure the substance is regulated. Number 3, in the U.S., the January 6th hearings have begun this week. We've heard gripping Capitol Police testimony, as well as campaign finance details and Rudy Giuliani's influence. We've also learned that Trump's team and family turned against him. Former Attorney General William Barr said that Trump's claims of voter fraud were bullshit. His daughter Ivanka said that she respected Barr and accepted what he was saying about the election. Trump spokesman Jason Miller said the campaign data person told Trump in pretty blunt terms that he was going to lose. The January 6th panel is scheduled to have 2 more hearings next week. The world is celebrating Gay Pride in June. Bangkok has had its first Gay Pride parade in 16 years. Tel Aviv celebrated on June 10th. And various cities and states are celebrating in the U.S., but there has been some cause for concern. It's only been a week since 31 members of a Texas-based white supremacist group were arrested near a Pride event in Idaho. Despite the arrests, the world is still celebrating Pride. At number 1, a bipartisan group of senators announced an agreement on principle for gun safety legislation. The proposal includes support for state crisis intervention orders, funding for school safety resources, an enhanced review process for buyers under the age of 21, and penalties for straw purchasing. Although some say that's not enough, potentially the most important part of the legislation is a so-called red flag provision to ensure deadly weapons are kept out of the hands of individuals whom a court has determined to be a significant danger to themselves or others. That is it this week. For more content, check out my podcast, Fancy Face and Friends, on all streaming platforms. See you next week.